Hello, hello. Okay, we changed up the venue. We are in the house. One second. Sorry about that. So since I'm in the house, I don't have a lot of area right here. So we're just gonna be only looking at the stitching. So I decided to go ahead and start with Alice. We just need to get this block done for today. So I have it zoomed in, but oh, it was still zoomed in. I need to adjust slightly. Let me see if I can slide this. Despite 20 minutes of sitting here trying to get this set up, I still am not 100% happy with anything. So, how is everybody doing? It's much cooler in here, so I can go for a little bit longer. Alright. So, this is Minnie Alice in a Dolly Dream. She is a Heaven and Earth design. It is still available on Hade's website. I went ahead and checked, even though I don't patron them anymore. But I knew that when I talk about things, other people like to know if they're still available. Hey baby, I bet you're tired. I'm a little tired too. I did debate taking a nap instead. But it's a different kind of tired. And working your patootie off. While we ate lunch, Ryan and I watched another episode of The Challenge. We're getting close to the end of this season, which is good because I was told that next season starts on the 14th. So, and Ryan and I looked up the cast of the next season, and we're gonna have to watch it. It's got some of our favorites in it. It's gonna be intense. I need to put magnets on these things so they stay out of my way. I have another one. Oops. I'm throwing things. Over here, to get these out of the way. Oops, I did. I have the Olympics going on mute in the background. So we'll see what's happening there. It's got 4 of them pulled up right now. It's got the 100-meter final. I don't have my glasses on, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to read all these. Yeah, I'm not sure what else is going on. So who are your favorites for the challenge? Cara Maria, Nicole, Ace, and I guess Leroy. I didn't really have a whole lot of attachment to any of the guys. Ryan was really hoping Jay would get it, but he just got knocked out this last episode, so. Are you talking about the next one? Because there was a lot of friendly faces. I thought it's neat that Olivia is going to be on there because I just finished watching her season of Love Island. Is it Love Island? Yeah. Always like bananas. Tori always puts on a good show. Cara Maria is coming back, so that's cool. That's exciting. I like Josh a lot. I was kind of bummed when he didn't do better in that Big Brother winter thing that happened. Do you have any particular favorites? Whether it be the season I'm in or whatever from as long as you've been watching it. I think Ryan and I have only watched like 3 seasons, so. Just love when your first stitch is a ninja stitch. Where are my scissors? So, after I got off earlier, my mother-in-law came by and dropped off my birthday present, which, okay, so we have this family reunion we go to every year, and there will be um, every year, well, most years, there will be somebody in the family that will make quilts and they will auction off the quilt. And I was really excited about the quilt this year because I thought the colors were gorgeous. And so my mother-in-law won the auction for it, and she brought it to me as my birthday present. So, um, just to give y'all an idea, here's a corner of it. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so pretty. Okay, you love Cara, always have. Also love Devin and Tori and Bananas. Miss Wes, yeah, I like Wes. Lee and Cam, Corey too, and Nelson, but he'll probably never get to play again. I'm not sure if I know Nelson. All the rest and Devin. I don't know if I know Devin, but all the rest I know. Wes was one of Ryan's favorites in the first season that we watched. He was really rooting on Wes. And I don't know that Tori's one of his favorites, but he's got like mad respect for her. So anytime he's like, well, they better not put Tori down there with her because she'll tear that girl up. Like, Kim was good, but I felt like she kind of ran her mouth a little too much this season. And that kind of, you know how it is. Once you act like you run the place, you tend to fall on your face. So she got her way one episode and got to steal Cara Maria's star, but then turned around and Cara Maria knocked her out completely. So gotta watch what you say. Yeah, it's a very pretty quilt. So most of it's hot pink, and the stars on it are burgundy, and then like a pink and burgundy flower. I was in love with it, so I was a little disappointed when my name wasn't drawn out of the hat, but that's how it goes. I didn't realize my in-laws had gotten it. Hey, Vintage, welcome in. And I really wasn't expecting it to show up at my door this morning. So, is a B day? Yep, today is my birthday. Yay! So I decided to spend the whole day hanging out on lives. And then at 6 o'clock tonight, I'm getting on Zoom with some friends and starting a new cross stitch pattern. Devin and Tori won together a couple seasons ago. Nelson and Corey are besties, but Nellie had to have a foot amputated a couple months ago. Oh, that's no fun. That is no fun. So right now I'm doing my daily 100 on this project. This is Mini Alice in a Dolly Dream. Thank you. And this is what it'll look like when it's done. Jessie sent me this needle minder. So that's what it's gonna look like. I'm like right in here right now. Hey Sarah, thank you. Been having the birthday streams. Ryan's back there on his computer and Lexi's hanging out in her room and my husband's out of town working, and so I'm just gonna hang out online. And of course this thing started out with all the ninja stitches. Vintage says hi to everybody on YouTube. She is one of the people I watch the most over on Twitch and got to meet at the Stitching Sirens retreat earlier this year. For, you know, a brief conversation, but still. Since it's the middle of the afternoon, I decided to come stitch in the house where it's cooler, but that's why I only have a stitching cam. Stitching Sirens is always kind of chaotic. It's hard not to be busy the entire time you're there. So, yeah. And it's one of the reasons I was so thrown off when I went to the Stitching Bee retreat in Sugar Land, 2 weeks later? And there was everybody there just sat and talked and didn't do anything. It was crazy. Yeah, I left early on Sunday. My husband was going to work that afternoon, and so I was like, well, if I leave here early enough, I can see him before he leaves. So I headed back pretty early on Sunday. You're thinking about it, aren't you, Gus Gus? Next year, yep. Got to try and do it again. I tend to go to Sirens every year. Of course, if they price hike it anymore, I may not. It is definitely one of my more expensive retreats. I like the Bare Bones one in January. But you're in school during that one. Ooh, I got a whole 2 stitches out of that color. Yeah, it's hard for me to do ones during the school year. Yeah, that's what I've heard from several teachers. One of my really close friends, Vicky of Reading and Stitching, she's a teacher and she just can't manage them during the school year at all. Especially since we now have Mondays off, taking off would be kind of frowned upon. Yeah, taking off Friday. Yeah, see, we go Monday through Thursday, so that's actually kind of nice to be able to make a 3-day weekend with a Friday. You wouldn't even have to take off. But now, but y'all's did it a little differently. But then I see where yours is better because it's easier to get doctor's appointments on a Monday than it is on a Friday. So it's like half a dozen of one, six of the other, you know? That's, yeah. Yeah, you and I kind of had that conversation, and it makes a lot of sense. And for us, I kind of feel like it's a cheat because even though we have Fridays off, in the fall you still have pep rallies on Fridays, football games on Fridays. So my kids still spend the majority of the day up at school, but now they're not missing any class time to be able to do those things. So the school is kind of a cheat. Kids don't really get the day off, but the school got some of their minutes back. The actual teachable minutes versus that, pep rallies took what, an hour out of the afternoon, and usually they would let them go to football right after that. You don't get Mondays off? Or are you talking about our teachers? Most of our teachers would. It would just be the ones that sponsor those sorts of things. Oh, yeah, yeah. When we first moved to this school district, they had gotten in trouble for something or other that was going on. Hey, Fisa, welcome back. Um, and so they were having to do like remediation training every Wednesday. So our kids would have early dismissal every Wednesday for the whole year. It was very odd. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, but our pep rallies are now voluntary. Like, you don't have to go. So they probably have like a rotation of teachers that have to be there. It's kind of crazy because you've got like these cheerleaders and the band and everything doing all this stuff for a pep rally that most kids don't show up to because it's a day off of school. They're not going up to the school if they don't have to. Right, yeah. How are you doing, Fisa? What are you up to? Doing any stitching today? Not a whole lot of parking going on. I am in a confetti zone here. I don't know what we're doing for pep rallies this year. Yeah. It took about an hour, 2 hours, 2 hours, because we signed off at noon, and why is it doing that? I ate lunch and watched an episode of The Challenge with Ryan, and then came back. Why is this not charging? There it goes. Doing good, cleaning, and we'll be baking once. I cleaned the kitchen after the kids. What are you baking? Lexi's supposed to be baking me something for tonight. We'll see. I haven't really seen her much today. I don't think you're where you're supposed to be. Let's try that again. Wheat bread, chocolate chip cookies, and easy cheesecake. That sounds good. I like cheesecake. I like all of that, but I particularly like cheesecake. Come on. My stitching's so messy. But it's getting done. I'm at 52%. That means I've completed over 40,000 stitches out of 77,000 stitches, so it's coming along. Oh, Casey, I don't know if you're still here. If so, your brother's back in town. Ryan is on the phone with Chitin. So, just so you know. What you say? I'm telling you, I almost took a nap instead of getting back on here. Yum, cheesecake. We are going to the Cheesecake Factory tonight before we go to the theater. You know what, Sarah? You are not my favorite person right now. You get to have cheesecake. You get to go watch Hamilton. You're not hanging out with me for my birthday. Just not my favorite person right now. This isn't the color of jealousy or anything. Love you too. You've just become so worldly this summer. Are you exhausted yet? Because I'm exhausted from the little bit of worldly I've done. Sarah, were you here when I showed my birthday present? I have to show it again. Hold on. So, at our family reunion, Casey's aunt will make quilts for us to auction off, and everybody buys a raffle ticket, and they not auction off, a raffle. We do a raffle for the quilts, and I bought several raffle tickets. I'll have you know, and I did not win, but because I really, really, really liked it. Well, then this morning, my mother-in-law shows up with the quilt. She had won it and brought it for me to have. So here is my new quilt. It's in my lap right now. Isn't it pretty? I love it so much. They're really pretty. It's hot pink, burgundy, and then these flowery ones. As soon as I saw it, I fell in love with it, so it's mine now. And if you think my husband won't eyeball it just because it's pink, you're wrong. He likes pink. So I may have to fight the whole family off with a stick. It is. It's so pretty. It's pretty. I have one of her other ones that's tan, and it kind of looks like a window, and in the separate window panes are parts of a deer. So it's like you're looking at the deer through a window. I have it somewhere that I won one year. Okay. Next color. This 100 is going to take a while with all the confetti-ness going on here. Yeah. I was saying earlier on my other stream that I'm ready for things to kind of kick back and be normal, like 4 days of work, 4 days at home, not a lot going on the days that I'm home. It's been a busy summer. But that won't be next weekend because Ryan has surgery next weekend. So after that we can start winding it back. Ours go back on the 12th. When do yours go back, Sarah? Or vintage? I know vintage, you said you were back at work already. Or you go back Monday? One of the two. I do pay attention. You get kids on Tuesday. Oh, y'all start back even before us. We get ours. We have 1 more week. Which is really good because, like I said, surgery scheduled for this week, so. You needed 1 more week, I bet. You had a pretty busy summer helping your mom move. That was chaos. Hey, Bridget, welcome. I'm doing okay. How are you? Yeah, it went by in a blink. I just... Some districts are going back the 15th. Y'all go back the 21st. I remember when we used to start like the 24th, 25th, like later. It's crazy. I remember one year when it was my first year of junior high. We started on my birthday. We started the 3rd. And what you gonna be stitching on, Bridget? And I was heartbroken. I had never had to go to school on my birthday in my entire life. And for my 12th birthday, I had to go to school. And so my dad brought me up a dozen roses to the school that I got to show off all day to make it just a little bit better. It's the little things. Not sure, one of something I have. Okay, so not a new start. Got it. I can't wait for my new start tonight. How'd you enjoy starting at Carolyn Manning, Sarah? Have you ever done one before? I've never started one, so I'm really looking forward to it. First, Carolyn Manning and super easy stitching. I could see it being like, the thing you want to pull out anytime you need to do big stitching because it's just these perfect blocks. We get a full week in November for Thanksgiving and 2 weeks in December. That's what we get too. Like, and that's what we've always gotten. We don't get a fall break. Now, my sister's kids, they get out like a week in October, I think, for fall break. We don't get anything like that. But yeah, we get a full week in November and 2 weeks in December. We're starting the beginning of August. Now, we did get out before Memorial Day, but just barely. At least we didn't have to go to the middle of June like Vicky. Now, I guess I can't complain too much because, like I said, my kids get the Fridays off. But you have half day Fridays. Yeah. I'd like to have half Fridays off but still get paid like I was there all day. We're almost through the park stitches. Where did I set my needle down now? Need to clip. Of course, the smallest, the smallest park thread I have is supposed to have the most stitching out of the block. How do you end your threads on your full coverage? I used to like pull them out or go a couple blocks and then pull it out, snip it, and that way the following threads would basically anchor it down. However, I found this new trick that I really like. And so when you get to the last, hold on one second. Let me borrow this. Let's see if I can show you. We're fully zoomed in? Okay. So, like, this is how I start a thread, right? Is I come all the way over here. Try not to pull it through. Make an X, right? Ooh, this is a bad thread to sample it on, it slips. Okay, so I've made the X, right? Before I fully end this thread, I will come back up and make the understitch a second time. And when I do that, and I pull the top one tight, so now it's basically anchored on the top because it has a stitch across it. So I basically did my bottom leg twice, but underneath the first one. So it anchors it down really well. And I will still bring it over here a few and clip it off. And that way, it's still going to get anchored by other stitches, but I don't have to worry about it slipping out while I'm waiting for those stitches to go in, because it's not going to slip out from under that stitch. And if I do end up having to pull it back out, it's easy enough to just kind of grab it. I say that, but it's going to shred on me. Okay. This was not a good piece of thread. Okay. So now, yeah, I just slip it out from under there, uncross it, and then you pull it out. That was a very uncooperative piece of thread. It's fine. It's fine. So it's still removable because it's not super anchored in there, but it's anchored enough it's not coming out. So. I think of it as my own way of kind of pin stitching, right? Because pin stitching is if you have this block right here, 2 by 2, you come up through this middle hole. So it's basically as if I went back down in the middle hole in my brain. That's how my brain came up with it. Have y'all been enjoying the Olympics? I've been watching a little bit of it the last couple days since I've been home. Right now I've got Peacock on. It's got 4 events. I see some swimming, looks like maybe some soccer, some boxing, and some long jump. Is that the one where you like try and get as far as you can and land in the sand? I think that's it. The length of some of these ladies' legs, it's insane. Just finished watching a runner from St. Lucia earn their country's very first medal. It was gold in the women's 100 meter. I saw that one too. I did. I didn't know where she was from because I don't have the sound on, but I did see it. It was so cool. She said she was the reigning world champion, so her odds were pretty good. That's awesome. But the legs on some of these girls are just, I don't know if it's that they have really long legs or that it looks so much longer with the way that they're running. If you need long legs, Lexi would not be good at it because she does not have them. really. Rosewood Manor, new designs for Needlework Marketplace. Does anybody want to see those? It just got emailed out. Okay, so Rosewood Manor just emailed me the Needlework Marketplace patterns. We got Siddlewick Green. That's pretty. We got... Ooh, I like the butterfly on this one. Dove Moor. Oh, sorry. Look at that butterfly. That is a really good butterfly. Birds of Quaker. Birds of Quaker. These are Rosewood Manor, by the way. And this one is a revised. It's a 25-year-old chart. She's redone. It's called American Flag Quilt Sampler. This one's big. My phone doesn't really want to pull it up. One Nation Under God, with liberty and justice for all. That one's really cute. Yes, books are magic. I think I'm gonna have to get that one from Counting Puddles. It's a really good one. I think my chat stopped working. Like, I see it in my chat box, but I'm not seeing it on the screen. So those are the new ones that just came in. I'm going to try and refresh the chat box and hope it helps. Chat never works correctly. I have to minimize or click whatever by the X. Let's see if it starts going at some point. All right, we have finished with the parked threads. Why? Okay. Next color. Good. Come on. Okay. Yep, my chat is okay. Looks like it started showing up on the stream again, but now it's not showing in my actual chat. That's okay. That's okay. Vintage is lurking and cleaning. Okay, it started showing back up in my box again, so we're getting there. That's my favorite time to lurk on Twitch, is while I'm like doing dishes and cooking dinner, and all I have to do is listen. I don't really have to mess with it too much. I like watching you when I'm at work, but my service at work is so bad that sometimes it won't even let me like chat. It'll say something about it not being available. So I hate to let you know I'm there. You ask me a question, I can't respond. So those days I do a true lurk and you just don't even know I'm watching. still gotta go school supply shopping and school clothes shopping. That does not sound fun at all. I remember when I was a kid, I loved it. And now I'm like, oh.